Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath in, not from the chest, but from the deepest part of your being. Let it fill your entire body, as if you're breathing in new life. Hold it, and now, slowly release. Let go, not just of the breath, but of the weight, the pressure, the stories, the lies. Let go of what they told you works. Because if it truly worked, wouldn't you be living in it by now? You've been fed a formula. Think good thoughts. Visualize what you want. Feel it deeply, and the universe will magically bring it to your doorstep. But let's be honest. How long have you been doing that? How long have you waited for the phone to ring, the money to appear, the person to change, the life to begin? You've pinned your hopes on a formula, but not the transformation. And transformation, real change, requires more than thought. It requires death. The death of who you think you are. The death of the identity that's addicted to lack, to waiting, to yearning. That version of you who sits in meditation but keeps checking the clock. That version of you who says affirmations but lives in fear. That version of you that wants, but does not become.
This is the core.
You don't get what you want.
You get who you are.
And if who you are is still a reflection of your past, still a victim of your stories, still holding on to blame, shame, and fear, then the universe doesn't respond to your desires. It mirrors your vibration. Let that sink in. You are not manifesting from your words. You are manifesting from your state of being, your emotions, your habits, your subconscious programming. The field responds to your electromagnetic signature, not your wish list. And if that signal is full of doubt, desperation, and contradiction, then don't be surprised when nothing changes. You see, it's not enough to sit on a pillow and visualize. It's not enough to write in your journal how much money you want or what kind of partner you desire. That's the surface.
That is the shadow of creation, not creation itself.
The real power lies in your ability to rewire your biology, to recode your frequency, to choose a new emotion in the face of your old triggers. That's the work. The gritty, raw, honest work. Not just imagining abundance, but facing the part of you addicted to scarcity and finally breaking the chain. Not just dreaming about love, but opening the heart that's been guarded by pain and proving to yourself that you can feel again, trust again, be again. You don't need the law of attraction. You need alignment. You need embodiment. You need to move from being a seeker to becoming the source. Stop asking when it will come. Start asking who you are becoming. Because the moment you shift your identity, you shift your timeline. The moment you stop trying to attract and instead begin to embody, you collapse the delay. The gap disappears. There is no waiting when you are the frequency. This isn't philosophy. This is physics. Your thoughts produce electrical signals.
Your emotions produce magnetic fields.
Together, they form the signal you send out into the unified field. That field doesn't speak English or affirmations. It speaks frequency.
It reflects what you are, not what you say.
So the real question isn't, why haven't I attracted it yet? The real question is, what am I still broadcasting that contradicts it? Every time you doubt, you delay. Every time you get triggered and go back to your old habits, you re-enter the cycle. Every time you react the same way, think the same thoughts, and feel the same emotions, you reinforce the same personality. And that personality creates the same reality. So if you want a new life, you need to become a new you. That means no longer emotionally rehearsing the past. No longer waking up as the version of you that's been shaped by trauma, by disappointment, by fear. You've got to interrupt the program.
You've got to override the circuitry.
And you've got to do it again and again, until the new pathway becomes more familiar than the old. This isn't magic. This is mastery. And mastery doesn't come from reading or hoping. It comes from repetition, from presence, from intention. You want to create wealth? Then become the frequency of abundance, even when the bank account says otherwise. You want to experience deep love? Then become the embodiment of love, even when no one else is around to give it to you. You've been trained to wait for the external to change the internal. That's backwards. The internal creates the external. When you feel gratitude before the event, you become the cause, not the effect. When you feel freedom in the middle of restriction, you liberate yourself from circumstance. When you feel joy without needing a reason, you become magnetic. And yet, most people are still prisoners of their senses. If they can't see it, they don't believe it. If they can't touch it, they think it's not real. But the field doesn't work that way. Reality is a mirror, and the reflection only changes when the source does. So if you want the mirror to show you something new, stop waiting for it to change. Become the change. This is the moment, not someday, not when it's convenient,
Not when everything is perfect.
right now, because right now is where the power is. Right now is where the transformation begins. Not by asking the universe to give you more, but by asking yourself to become more. It's time to burn the list. Let go of what you think should happen, and instead, ask yourself, who would I be if I already had it? How would I walk? How would I speak? How would I feel? And then be that, not once, not for 10 minutes, but as your new baseline, as your new operating system, as your new reality.
You don't need to chase what you want.
You need to outgrow what you've been, and when you do, what you desire will not be something you attract. It will be something you naturally experience, because it will be who you are. You won't have to fake it. You won't have to force it. It will be effortless, inevitable, magnetic. So stop trying to manifest from your mind and start creating from your soul. Step into the identity of your future self and live from there. That's not a trick.
That's a transformation.
And it's not reserved for the few. It's available to all. The only question is, are you ready to stop waiting, stop wishing, and finally become?